Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Lindsey, Shane, and I are back for Survivor 50, Episode 2, and we're here with a very special guest from Survivor 39, Island of the Idols. Janet Carbin is back on the podcast. Welcome back, Janet.
Hello. Thank you for having me. This is exciting to be here.
Yeah, it's always exciting to have you on, Janet. So, getting into it, Survivor 50, Episode 2, I mean, what are your impressions of the season so far, Janet?
Okay, so I get to go first. Well, I really feel like I have an old feel, the old like excitement of watching Survivor. I was with Mama C, Carolyn Rivera, and a couple other survivors, Heather, and we were all saying the feeling is just, it's more captivating than what it has been.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited to see friends on the show. I'm excited. I think it's good. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about this episode, but the rest of you go ahead. Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, it definitely feels like old Survivor again, in so many ways. And like, we'll get into the specifics of why, but like, even just like showing us like the pre-new era characters and kind of where their stories go from the last times they played. I think it's just doing a wonderful job at showing them again. So.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think this is the best Survivor's been in a long time, and possibly the best it's gonna be for a long time. Mm-hmm. And like, I was thinking about it because everyone complains about the new era, and we're like, we don't like the 26 days, we don't like the pace, we don't like all these twists. And I was thinking, I was like, well, we love this, but all those things are still here. So does that mean it's the casting? Because I mean, I
think that's an excellent point, Shane. I really do. I was thinking the same thing. Okay, everything's the same. Mm-hmm. This, and I can't really talk too much to my friends that have played. Mm-hmm. As time goes by, we will talk more, but mm-hmm. I'm really excited to talk to them about it because I think that feeling came up, especially with Rick Devens this past episode.
Yeah.
And I saw it with Q and everybody. Like, you had Rizo and Savannah, I believe, that just wanted to, is a different focus.
Right.
A different focus. There's people there that are ready to play a physical game as well as strategic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's bringing back the more strategy focused. Mm-hmm. Like we're not having the issues that we've had in some of the other new era seasons. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to see. Lindsey, what about you? Your impressions of this episode?
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, my Survivor joy is back finally. Not that I did not enjoy like 47, 48, 49. It's just very repetitive, and I just feel the joy in each moment here. And you feel like the players, for the most part, have that joy too. As well, I was wondering for episode 2, we had such a fantastic premiere. How is it going to hold up? And I really think the format of this episode just flowed perfectly, which we'll get into, just to make it just as good as episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like the flow is definitely there. Like, I was a little worried of like how are we gonna top the premiere, be as good as the premiere, and they made it work. So
the only reason it works is the people that are on it.
Right.
True. Yeah. I mean, I definitely have concerns that we're on day 6 and we have 21 players left. So, like, how is that going to work? But
yeah,
we'll find out, I guess.
I believe Chrissy just said on Twitter, like, someone asked that and she's like, they didn't even know when they were playing.
Oh, no. But yeah, I was expecting at the beginning of the season that like every pre-merge round would be a double. And like, we haven't had that. So now I'm like, how are we going to do it? I mean, I guess they could do a triple, which is like 2 doubles in 1. Just have every tribe go, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Let's get into the episode specifics. So the episode starts with a scene I didn't think we'd ever see on Survivor. They show Christian crapping his pants.
Guys, here's the thing. I would say every tribe, every season, somebody does. You just got to see it on camera.
Right.
It's and that's what I think he even said that. I felt so bad for him because so many survivors that happen. We've had to stop entering challenges because people have had to go to the bathroom. One time I almost stopped the challenge before it started because like, I don't know, do I have to go? Do I have to go? Do I have to go? And it's your diet is so ridiculous. And I felt bad for him. But anyway.
Yeah, I felt really bad as well because it's like, you know, the camera starts following him and then he's like, you don't want to see this, you really don't want to see this, and then it's like blurring, they're blurring his pants, and I was like, oh, that's what's happening, because I wasn't sure what was happening at first.
I didn't love this scene for a variety of reasons, but like one of them is I feel like Christian was playing into it because like it's kind of a private thing, but like he's giving interviews, he's talking to the camera. It's almost like he wants them to show it, and he's like trying to be like too theatrical about it. Because his first thing, he's someone that like, of course, he comes off like a cartoon character in a way. But this season, and especially this episode, I feel like he's just playing too much into it and not being as authentic. Like he's trying to play a character. I don't know. And that was just like my sense of this, because if like this has happened every season, like why are you showing it? Because it's something like really private. Like why would you show it? But it's almost like
I hear you, and I think that your theory has some merit. However, I think you need to think about he got caught on camera, and he's, you know, that's when you're like, okay, what do I do? Do I just run off as an embarrassment, or do I embrace this and say, okay, let's just make it? That's how I took it.
That makes sense.
I see that as well, because if you're thinking of anybody on this season or seasons past, is there anyone that's really good as sport as Christian for something like that to air on TV? Like, I feel like he at least handled it pretty well. Like, you could see other people reacting negatively, so I think it's probably better to just lean into it than to like be awkward about it.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else who's ever taken it as well as Christian did, or ever would, I guess.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
Yeah, I will say my favorite moment of it was Joe like breaking character, because like Joe's usually pretty serious, and then he's just like can't stop laughing about it.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking about Joe, or am I jumping ahead? Should I wait?
You might be jumping ahead. That
all right, I'll wait.
What happens at the end of the episode? Yeah.
I was also just gonna say, like, it's interesting they showed Joe like breaking character, as you said, because it's gonna contrast with, I think, probably what Janet wants to talk about.
Yeah, it'll definitely contrast with when we get there. We're gonna head to Vatu then, and Rizo gets welcomed into the alliance because Kyle just got medevac. Colby and Q don't have votes, so they realize they need Rizzo's vote. And so Rizo is welcomed into the alliance, but he's also annoying people again because he's not doing as much around camp. Like he gets a boo-boo and has to go like disinfect it, and then just ends up sitting around camp with Angelina, which in particular really pisses off Q. So
this is a big deal in the Survivor world. And this is what we say, like, there are people that play Survivor for the love of the game, and there are people that are in Survivor for what Survivor can do for them.
Right.
And we kind of see where gameplay is affected by those thoughts. Because, you know, I went into my season, I'm going to be a provider. Most of your Survivor players go in with a role that they want to play in the tribe, and you can see like Rizo doesn't have a role,
right?
And that's okay for them as the way they want to play, like him and Savannah.
Yeah, I feel like Rizo kind of wants to fit into the role of like he wants to play the game, but then I feel like he's trying to also fit into like the young jokester of the tribe,
which doesn't go over well.
Right, it annoys people with like, especially with the age of this cast. It's not
even the age, honestly, because I am probably one of the oldest, and I'll be playing with some of the youngest people just for fun. I think it's him. I think he doesn't have I think he started to get a grasp as the episode went on, but he doesn't have a grasp of the difference of like it was like woo to me. I could see the difference in just approach to everything.
Right.
That
Yeah.
makes sense, because I can imagine, like, why am I spending all of my energy on this beach while you're not? Like, that doesn't seem fair to me. And in such an intense environment, I could just see how it starts going to people's heads right away.
Yeah. You can see even when Jonathan goes fishing, it's like how, or really when Coach went fishing, but how much calories do I? And by the way, I hate anybody using ageism as, oh, I'm not as old as these people. I got news for you. I'll throw down with any 20-year-old around, and I'm older than all of them. And I hate it when they use that because it hurts the stereotype.
Right.
So anyway, I just think that I lost my thought now. I'm turning it over to you.
Shane, Lindsey, Shane, did you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think with the scene with Rizo, it shows like the difference in the types of players being cast like an old Survivor versus now, where now like you're getting all these people that they just want to play the game. They don't care that it's on an island and it comes with elements and everything. They just want to play the social game and strategy. It could be in a house, it could be outside, it could be Survivor, wherever. Yeah. Where the old school players, like they want to play that social game, but in the environment of Survivor, where you're playing it in the context of not having to survive, like you do all of that combined, and like these new people don't care about that, and that's what makes Survivor. Like if you just want to play social strategy, there's Big Brother, there's Traders, there's all these other games, but like Survivor is what it is because of this other stuff weaved in. So I think
like Wendell building furniture.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it fascinating too that like Q is like in the new era, but he has like the mentality of an old schooler. Yeah, right. I think that's really, really fascinating, actually. Yeah. So
yeah, well, actually, us older people, old survivors say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Q, it's interesting because maybe I'm just misremembering, but his season, like I didn't see him as lazy or anything, but I just didn't see him as like focusing on this mentality. Right. But now he is. So it's like, where the editor's just not showing that, or is Q doing a really good job adapting to the players he's with? And I don't know. And like, if it is, because it does seem like he does have that work ethic mentality, like, why weren't they showing this? Because this is what we want to see. Like, I don't really want like.
I think he had that mentality and wasn't able to express it.
Yeah.
But he was like the lone wolf with that type of approach, where on this one, he's not the lone wolf.
Yeah, I think it's also like we did see like little bits of it in like the premiere of 46, like with Jelinski, like Q is getting pissed off at Jelinski because Jelinski's not working. So like, but then after that, they kind of just don't really focus on Q's mentality for that once he's gone. So, but I am worried for Rizo based on these 2 episodes of like at points he is just annoying people.
He's like a mosquito.
However, though, I think like the confessionals they show in general is telling of the story, and especially in returning seasons. And like we've seen some of these people get confessionals, but they're literally nothing. Like it doesn't advance the story. But Rizo's had a few now where he's like, last time I like showed what I could do, now I want to cement my legacy. So like I feel like he's gonna have a big part to play, and like whether his legacy is the greatest, we'll see. But like that seems like it's going to play out because they've shown us confessionals of that multiple
times. Will tell.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on Vaatu, we also get a really fun scene of everybody searching Aubry's bag. Genevieve initiates the bag search and for the idol, which... Well, spoiler alert, we can just talk about it now. Christian is going to send the boomerang idol from his tribe to Aubry later, from what it seems. So I thought this was a funny scene even more in retrospect because they clearly were searching before this happened. So
yeah.
Bags get searched often. That's another old school thing. I don't know that they do that too much now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in forever. I mean, I think like people online I saw were like, oh, is like bag search like a new thing? No, it's been there since like season 2. You had Colby literally was there when like Tina and Jerry and Amber literally went
mine
through
was
Elle's bag.
Yeah, Aaron searched mine. It happens, and sometimes people can use it for strategy. You can put a fake idol in there and not really, you know. So it comes into strategy play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Lindsey, any thoughts on this moment?
Oh man, it's fun to watch, but it's hard to watch because, like, in real life, you would never go through somebody's bag, but you
Right.
understand they're playing a game for $1 million. But I really loved the cohesiveness of it. Like, everybody had a role to play, and it kind of felt like we're setting up for a big Genevieve fall or a big Aubry fall from the way we're seeing it, and the two of them are going to eventually go head to head. And just thought it was also Q being a fun narrator with everyone's roles for this.
Yeah, I found the way Q was narrating it was actually really funny, and it's interesting, like Aubry's edit as well, in comparison to Rizo's. I mean, they're both getting shown more of like their negatives. I mean, Aubry had that in the last time she played as well, and she was early boot there. I don't know whether this is setting that up again or if it's going to set up some big redemption arc for Aubry. So
yeah, from what I can see from her edit so far, like I see a growth arc, like in the way they're framing it, and it reminds me of her edit in Co Wrong, where like she started out really poorly that season. Like you would think she would have been a pre-merge boot, and then at the end, you're like, she should have won. She's one of the most raw finalists to be there. So that's the sense I'm getting from the edit. But again, it's hard to say with these returning seasons, because like contrast that with Joe, which we're going to talk about, and like his edit's like really negative. Like that's like a you can never win this game type of edit, and everyone's where Aubry, it seems like there's redeeming factors because it's like, oh, she's feeling so down and then gets sent an idol. And like at least they didn't show us too much of the logic behind why Christian sent her the idol. But the guess is that it's not like he's trying to screw her over and get it back. Like he's trying to build an alliance, because it does seem like a perfect person he'd want to work with. But then again, we don't know for sure because they didn't show it.
Well, Christian thinks 5, 6, 7 steps down the road, and Aubry would be somebody he'd want to work. I totally took it that way.
Yeah,
that's who he wants to work with, and he's setting himself up for a merge.
Right. Because if he did want to give it to someone that got voted out with an idol, like, yes, she has, but so has Ozzy, and he doesn't know Ozzy was already sent. So it's like, send it to Ozzy, because if someone's going to get voted out with an idol again, it's Ozzy. It's not.
Yeah. I thought Christian saw Aubry as like another Gabby for him. Like, that's what I was seeing it as. And he wants a Gabby that hopefully won't like try to vote him out this time.
Not this time. But could you imagine how fun that would be for every single viewer if Christian and Devens, Emily, and Aubry somehow all make the merge together?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
This podcast would love the Nerd Alliance.
I tell you, I love the way Devens well, I'll wait.
Yeah, we'll get there. Well, let's head to Kahlo, because this is all about Coach being Coach. Because we get Coach going with Jonathan to go fishing, and I absolutely feel like this is Coach being a little bit over dramatic for the cameras, just because I never want to see somebody get hurt, but we've literally seen Coach in Token Teens do this same thing of like it's over dramatic. He's walking in with like a dragon cane, and like here I don't know. I don't buy it.
See, I'm with you. I don't know. I do think he's probably hurt on cramping or something, but it's like, I'm telling you, he just drives me crazy with I'm this old and I'm this fit. I know so many people that are just as fit, if not more fit. It's like, come on, Coach, just be quiet. I want you guys to notice when he's talking and they're all standing, watch Camilla and Dee's interactions of their looks.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Coach is really they're real happy with him.
No, I don't think so. We'll get to that moment in a sec.
But I definitely agree. Like, I think Coach is playing things up. Like, he's not making it up. Where in Token Chains, I think like that was probably mostly made up.
Yeah.
I think he actually had a spasm or whatever, but he played it up a lot.
Yeah.
that's just like part of his personality. Like there's some people like get a little scrape and they're like, oh, I need to go to the emergency room.
Like Rizo.
Yeah.
And then others will like break their leg or have what
Yeah.
Kyle happened and be like, this is fine. Like I can still do stuff.
Right. It's all on different personalities. But then also on Kahlo, we get Chrissy is rubbing some people the wrong way. Charlie talks about how he wanted to work with Chrissy, like a Maria again, but that he's distancing himself from Chrissy now because she's kind of rubbing the tribe the wrong way. This is an interesting storyline because I didn't really see anything that was like, oh, you know, why is Chrissy rubbing them the wrong way? Because she's being a mom? Like,
Well, you have to be careful. And I love Chrissy. And I feel like going into the TV and shaking her. You have to be careful again, because you get put into these roles. And if somebody else maybe said or did some of the things that she's saying, it wouldn't be taken as the mom role. However, because it's coming from her, it is being taken that way. And she needs to stop caring so much.
mm-hmm.
She just needs to stop saying it.
Yeah.
You know, and I just feel like, Chrissy, be quiet.
Yeah.
Let him suffer.
It's interesting because like it seemed like she was cognizant of like how she came off her first season and that her social game with the others like wasn't so great. So you'd think she'd come in here with that baggage and like try to fix it or overcompensate, but it's almost like she's doing the same thing over again compared to someone like Joe is coming in with lots of baggage and he's overcompensating. It's not good, but at least he's trying to address it. And like even Aubry has a lot of baggage from last time. And I think she's not in the best spot because she's being a little too reserved and too not trusting of people. But like, it seems like she's aware of the mistakes and like, let's try to fix them, where Chrissy's coming in and doing the same exact thing that kind of hurt her last time.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, let's head to the reward challenge. And this is another coach moment. I mean, we brought up that, you know, the looks that were given, but starts off with them being announced that Kyle got medevac. You have the sweet moment of Camilla like weeping for Kyle, which I thought was awesome. And then it leads directly into Coach just deciding to take that moment and call Ozzy out again.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff baited it to happen. But
Yeah, he did.
He probably got insight. Like Coach must have been telling his confessionals, like, "Oh, I'm going to call out Ozzy." So Jeff probably like baited it. So the timing seemed really poor, but it's also Coach. So like,
it's not easy to. It's not hard to get him going.
Yeah.
This was just so funny. I mean, the fact that the South Pacific rivalry, like South Pacific, I looked online and it's like people are talking about how it's actually like a season that has been pretty important to a lot of returning seasons that have come after, like Winners at War. You had Sophie, obviously, and you know, then this season, super important. So it's pretty crazy for a season that I feel like isn't looked at super highly.
I mean, it was important for those reasons, and also for the reason that Sophie, a new player, beat a returning player. Because if Coach won that, and you have Rob and then Coach win back to back, like done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So then the reward challenge itself is that they have to jump off the platform, then they have to swim, get rings to throw in the pegs, and this is the exact challenge that Rick Devens won for his tribe in Edge of Extinction. And one of my favorite shots for me is Savannah jumping off and swimming down. Like people are saying, like she looked like a mermaid. I thought that was really cool, like the classic Survivor like swimming challenges, and you're going down and getting something, unclipping something. Like I always love those shots. So but any other thoughts on the challenge itself?
I thought the challenge went fairly evenly, as a matter of fact, but no, I remember we had a similar challenge, so I was just reliving that challenge in my head when I was watching it. But
right,
you know, it was good. I mean, I think it was a good, solid test the whole tribe challenge.
Absolutely.
Janet, from your perspective, like when you were playing your season, how important are these rewards challenges when it comes to morale for your tribes? Like, does it truly make or break you going into immunity if you don't win reward, or does it really vary from the situation?
It can make or break you, not so much. Well, the food is important, trust me, because I got the least amount of reward challenges from my whole thing, and it does affect you. But the thing is, there's all kinds of strategy going on. So you know that's where the strategy is going to take place, is at the reward challenge. So it's yes, you want to win it for the reward, but you want to win it more for the strategy. So yeah, it's a big effect.
Yeah, because I'm sure like the time to talk with everybody and kind of have that bonding time is like super crucial. So.
Yes, and who you pick for the reward. And how that all falls. That's probably one of the biggest things, as much as anything.
Right. Yeah. And then we can just probably cut to the immunity challenge as well. That was interesting to me. In like a 26-day season, like generally we're not getting very many reward challenges. That they did a reward and immunity challenge, especially with so many people and such limited days. But the immunity challenge, so this is
that might have been a condition for the old survivors to come back. Hey,
yeah, absolutely. So immunity challenge is from Survivor 49. I believe this was the opening challenge of Survivor 49. So you have to go through the mud, get the snakes, and like then balance the ball to get into the hole at the end. And I did have in my notes, it seems like, Vatu is super far behind. It seems like you have people like Colby and Stephanie that are doing really well, and like Rizo is not doing so well. Then we get to the end, and Rizo is part of getting the ball in the hole, and we get Rizo like celebrating.
Yeah. It's good for him to celebrate those moments.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with Colby when he took off with that snake. Like, that was crazy impressive. I did not expect that from him, and that was really cool to see. I also liked how those different teams, they either had the snake's head at the back or at the front, and how that impacted the challenge and their pacing.
Yeah, I also noticed like Jonathan at one point, like once he gets back with the snake, he's gassed at the end.
Yes,
so.
Which is not good.
Yeah.
You don't want to be gassed, but he worked very hard in the challenge itself. I mean, he got back faster than anybody else.
Right.
I don't know if that was to his detriment or not, but he performed well.
Yeah. All right. So now we can get to the big discussion here, which is that we have the fight between Joe and Rick Devens, where they're getting very frustrated at each other. Joe doesn't like that Devens is lying to him consistently, and that he's having like these little conversations with Savannah and other people. And then you have Devens being frustrated that Joe is playing like the honor integrity game that we've seen him play now twice. So, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts? I mean, Janet.
Can I go?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the difference between the approaches of the game. You ask most of us survivors, you're going to lie, you're going to cheat. Right. That's the game. You don't go on Survivor to play with honor and integrity.
Right.
There is a level of that you do initially with some of your alliances, but we all know that's not how you play Survivor. And I could feel the frustration. Like I could feel it from Rick and everybody around. And who was it? Camilla was saying or somebody was saying, maybe it was Ozzy, like everybody's trying to do things not to upset Joe.
Yeah, I believe it might have been Christian, actually.
Maybe it was Christian. Somebody, and it was like, that's draining.
Right.
That's all I have to say. Survivor, and that's where your differences come in on just your different approaches to the game.
Yeah, I was shocked that Joe was kind of in a way like how this conversation was going. Joe and Devens are kind of reacting in this way. And Savannah said in her exit press, apparently this conversation was more intense than we saw, which is interesting.
You can tell from like when Rick Devens it looks like he just gets up and walks away. Like you can tell they edited that, so it must have continued farther and like blown up, and that caused
It probably went on for a couple hours.
Yeah.
It probably went on for a couple hours.
Yeah, I mean, it is frustrating, I'm sure, when you're out there and you are trying to play the game and you have somebody like shutting that down because it's not like honorable or whatever.
I'm going to text Rick now. Hey, I'm on Tribe of Nerds. Put that in the wrong spot.
Oh, we can get a Rick
Hold on a
Devens
second.
cameo.
Okay. Here we go, Rick.
Don't forget, he's on my draft team.
He's on your draft team?
Yes. I wanted him.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Hey, I'm on Tribe of Nerds, and we're talking about you and your fight with Joe, period. By the way, I'm so proud of you. You handled yourself just the way I taught you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Aw.
That's a joke.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's incredibly frustrating. Really, again, reminds me, I will keep saying it, of like Australian Survivor. Lee did the same thing in season 1 of like really pissed everybody off with the honor and integrity, so much so that the jury like raked him over the coals in that season. So
It's Survivor. You want to go on honor and integrity? Is there a show for that somewhere? I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting though to hear like whoever was like, oh, we have to tiptoe around Joe's honor and integrity game and like acquiesce to that. And someone said that about 48 as well. Like, how does Joe have so much power that everyone is like bending down to accommodate him? Like, just if you don't like it, just play around it. But it seems like he has so much power to force like them into a box, which is interesting.
You guys respond first, and then I will.
I feel like for people, I feel like Kyle and Camilla, I think they absolutely used that to their advantage to not just play around it, but play with it so that they could take Joe to the end because they knew it was going to piss people off to have someone like that and they could beat him in the end. So I think that's more about it, and people have to learn to kind of play with it rather than around it most of the time.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm sure like Joe admits he has baggage, right? Coming from that season, secret duo under him, and he's definitely overcorrecting way too far. But there has to be something about him that draws people in, that he's allowed to get around with this behavior. But to me, like, I guess the threat that I know where Joe is standing, and I could work around him. As much as he's giving me a man-child right now, I don't want to drag to the end. At least I know what his threat level is. And there's a lot of people you don't know what their threat level or their gameplay will be.
What I think is going on is I think you all have really good points. And I think Camilla is really smart. And I think for her in her position, she needs to play around him, because if she tries to be confrontational with him, she's not going to win. He's going to win the power struggle. I think people are allowing him to be this person because you're not in the real world anymore. You don't want to piss him off. So it's just like tolerating anybody who's got a real quirky behavior. It's just that this one is honor and integrity and strength, and I am the leader.
Yeah.
You know, so I really think that it's because they're playing the game. I think that confrontation will come even worse later, but Rick started it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think, you know, we'll see what happens.
And I think like the whole argument of keeping the tribe strong also holds no water, because I don't necessarily think that's really the reason why Joe stays around. Like, yes, he's strong, but obviously I don't think like clearly like Savannah is a very strong woman, very strong physically.
Yeah.
And if they were focusing on tribe strength, she would probably still be in the game.
Yeah.
And they're losing all these immunity challenges, and they have Aussie, and they have
Yes.
Yeah. So that argument happens. I also love the Christian with the hammock, and like the camera's like looking at Christian through Joe's hammock, and then like him like rocking the hammock with Joe in it. I think
really pretty funny. Yeah,
like
Christian is a riot.
Yeah.
Survivor CBS, hear me out. When you guys are casting for 51, 52, and 53 and thinking about your sanctuary awards, instead of doing like pizza at the sanctuary, bring Christian in for a therapy session in the hammock. That's what everyone wants.
That'd be great. Hey, I mean, it's the sanctuary where good things happen.
Good things happen. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sick of hearing that every season.
Yeah, I know. I know.
All right, so then other stuff that happens. So Ozzy gives his extra vote to Cirie. Again, really good job on Cirie for getting Ozzy to like 100% trust her to give her his extra vote. And this is her first advantage ever, which is absolutely crazy. I would have thought in 6 times playing any version of Survivor that Cirie would have had something by now.
Yeah, I don't know why Ozzy gave it to her, because like, yes, he's appreciative that she used her magic to get the vote off of him, but like, your number one allies, that's what you do for your ally. You
Right.
don't need to give this to her. And they already are number one allies, and clearly that extends probably from pregame. So
Right.
it's not like you need to build trust with her. Because even like his last time in Game Changers, she didn't vote him out like everyone else did. So
Right.
it's like you don't really have a reason to need to buy trust from her. So like, why are you giving it to her? But then again, like, if anyone's gonna figure out a way to use an advantage really well, it's probably Cirie and not Ozzy. So at least it's more helpful in her hands.
I'm dittoing Shane. Everything he said.
Yeah, I think you summed it up well there, Shane.
Yeah, absolutely. So that happens, and then we get the plan between Rick, Devens, and Christian about this fake idol, which is so amazing. Like, you're looking forward to this tribal council just for like the fake idol plan that they're going to put it at tribal council. It's very bold, especially because Survivor doesn't like to hide idols at tribal. So clearly,
It's so cool.
yeah, I think they should, like, and I really hope that like this fake idol ends up paying off. I'm sure it will.
See, that's where like people that think outside the box, like it's like breaking the rules, but not breaking the rules, skirting the edges into the gray area, where I don't know if I've seen a lot of that type of thinking recently.
Right.
Yes.
100% agree.
So again, that goes to the people that you put on the show.
Yeah.
What makes it so fun about Survivor? That's why we had the stick for Micronesia and so many fun different moves from this outside, thinking outside the box. And I just love seeing that again. Devens always brings it.
Hey, you know, even Adam with thinking the immunity idol was on the, you know what? Adam, good for you.
Yeah.
You know, you know, I'm all about that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Adam, because the whole time I was watching this scene, I was like, oh, I love to know what Adam Klein is thinking if he's watching this right now.
I'll ask him.
Janet's just asking people. This is great. Yeah, I definitely want to know as well, because I'm sure he has thoughts. But yeah, we are going to get to tribal, and we are going to end up losing Savannah in a unanimous 6-1 vote over Ozzy. I did, like, from listening to RHAP and stuff, it seems like everybody kind of was wondering the same thing of, like, I feel like they didn't build up to losing Savannah here as much in the episode. But I felt like she was very clearly in danger from the last episode of, like, you know, she didn't tell everybody about her block of O, and we knew that she's already a target because of being the winner of last season. And she's I mean, nobody knew that necessarily, as opposed to like having recently seen it. So it definitely put her in danger to not do very well this season, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I thought, to speak on the editing, I thought it was both good and bad, because it was good because it left suspense, where we're like, oh, Savannah's kind of the obvious one, but they're not focusing on it, so maybe it's gonna be Ozzy or Joe. And especially kind of right before tribal, showing the Devens and Joe fight.
Yes.
But then it's bad because I'm like, well, I want to know the strategy behind this and what it was that sealed the deal for Savannah.
Right. What do you guys think it was the reason that Savannah went home here?
Lindsey?
I I'm still wondering if it's a little bit of Cirie here because she brought up time and time again, we don't know what Savannah has. And as much as I personally would have wanted to take out Joe, he's a threat we know. Savannah's a threat we don't. So that made sense to me. Just eliminate the threat before it's there.
Lindsey, I think my opinion is you're dead on. I think Cirie worked a little bit of her social magic. Yes. And I believe that Joe is what you know. You want to keep him there as a shield. Mm-hmm. And they, look at the people that are remaining. Savannah's the odd man out.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is an opportunity that people could have taken to split Ozzy and Cirie at this point. But clearly, again, I think, as you guys said, I think it's definitely Cirie has her hooks in this tribe now.
Yeah, especially because in the edit towards the end, they showed Savannah figuring out that Ozzy and Cirie were probably really close and telling people. So it probably got back to Cirie, and then Cirie's like, all right, we got a sniper. She's too smart.
Which is just funny to me. Yeah. That's all. That Savannah would not have maybe done some research there. Or maybe she did.
Yeah,
a little bit. I did feel for Savannah here though, because I can't imagine. Have we ever had a Survivor player go from winning $1 million to 2 weeks off to getting voted out so early in an epic game? That's insane.
Not back to back, but I mean, Weston went from winner to first.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I do find that interesting, and it does break my heart a little bit for Savannah, like how much she wanted this. And so I think if she had waited a few years, I think she definitely would have done better.
I'm gonna say this again, so I'm saying it publicly. I hold no malice against any Survivor that was asked to be on that show. Mm-hmm. Do I agree with all the choices? No, because I wasn't picked.
Right.
I think that any Survivor that's asked to go is going to say yes, and it's not their fault. You're going to go. So the situations can be what they may.
Yeah. Which I mean, maybe to go off topic, but like if you're thinking about the 30s, like some of the names that pop up that everyone's like guaranteed back, you're one of them for the woman. Maybe the most popular, and then like Dom Abate is one of the more popular men, and like both of you aren't even there.
I know. So it is what it is, and we move forward.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, like you and Dominic and some others can definitely get your second shots that you deserve, because you should be out there again.
Yeah, thank you.
So
well, it's also interesting because I mean, Angelina obviously like. We knew she's guaranteed to come back, like great casting choice, but they're kind of purpling her a lot. So it's like, if someone from the 30s is coming back and getting purpled, like, are they giving nothing? And if she's giving nothing, then like Janet wouldn't give nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's a tough one. But Angelina, speaking of which, is not doing too good in her new tribe. They're not liking her too much.
No. And it doesn't bode well when one of your most famous things from David versus Goliath, besides the jacket, is negotiating, and they literally cut that out of the premiere. So I don't think that bodes well for Angelina.
Yeah.
So
also show her tribe is the same old Angelina. Maybe it's not, but maybe it's just giving the vibes to them, and they saw her season.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I also found it fascinating that Savannah said in Exit Press today or yesterday that she forgot the shot in the dark was a thing.
I did too.
So it's like, so they really didn't hammer it home with any of the people.
No.
Like
Rick just said thank you.
Yeah.
Have a blast.
I really would think that they would have told him, but oh well. I think that means nobody's playing a shot in the dark this season. So
I don't know. I can't keep up.
Yeah.
I see Emily forgetting a shot in the dark, or Aubry. There's some players that will remember.
Yes.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. All right, and the last thing, Rick, Devens, and Christian plant the fake idol. It's really funny. Christian causing the diversion by just falling.
He is so awkward, though. He could play it off because the awkwardness is him. and
Yeah.
nobody even questioned it. They were worried that he got hurt. That was so awesome.
Yeah.
And Jeff
Especially when
looking at them.
he was like, "Oh, I meant to do that." He actually did mean to do that. They don't know that.
Yeah. So it's hysterical.
It was just amazing. I love his help, I've fallen, I can't get up moment. But on Survivor Ridiculousness, the hijinks, the shenanigans are back, and that's what I've been missing.
Yeah, we need more of this.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's the kind of stuff, and it's just comes naturally to some people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, next week looks like we're getting a swap. So I mean, any predictions, then we'll hit our favorite player and draft check-in. But and any predictions for the swap next week?
I can't. You guys, what do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say what's gonna happen because, like, I feel like with the editing so far, we've kind of got like two camps of players where there's the camp that's getting either purpled completely and getting no edit, or getting like nonsense stuff. Like, for instance, Charlie, a lot of his confessionals, like this episode, you didn't really get much, and then last episode was all about like Mike White's being ripped. Like that doesn't have the story at all. So it's like, Charlie really going to play a big role here? I don't know. Where, you know, then we have the edits of like the Ciries, the Devens, the Colbys. I mean, Flippin's even getting like story content as well. So yeah, I just feel like some of them, like, maybe they're just going to go pre-merge and not have much. Like Angelina, Camilla's got nothing, Dee, Tiffany. Yeah, so I don't know.
I think there'll be a lot more coming, because that tends to be the storyline. Like I didn't have a lot in the beginning for me, and then you know what I mean, that tends to be what they do,
and then you blew up like and became like most known player from your season, so it makes sense. I told Jake before the episode aired that there's no way we don't see the Q not having his vote, Colby not having his vote, and Genevieve and Aubry blowing up. That tribe has to be going to tribal. I was wrong. We lost Savannah. So I'm just thinking with a swap, we have to get some sort of fallout from that situation.
Yeah. I think that's coming up soon. If not next episode, then soon.
And it'll be interesting with the swap too, because like in a normal, like a new person season, like we look at like who's going to get swap screwed, and that's going. We're here.
I don't know here.
Really matter as much because there's so many layers of connections. Like, who knows who outside of the game, like pre-game alliance,
all of us,
previous season, like who idolizes who? Because I mean, Rizo's such a big fan. Like, is not working with like Colby? Would he really vote out Colby pre-merge? Like, I don't know, because I would have a hard time wanting to do that.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if he will. I do love Rizo and Charlie looking like they're on the same tribe. Like, I think I guess, you know, the similar archetype for both of them. So I'm excited to see them pair up possibly. So all right, draft check-in. So Shane is at 7, Lindsey is still at all 8, and I lost Savannah, so I am down to 6. This is not starting off great for me to lose the first 2 voted off.
No, that isn't.
Unfortunate. All right, let's get to our favorite player of the episode. I'm gonna go with Christian. I just think like he had, you know, it goes from he had a shitty week literally to having a great week. So I think that's just what we wanted from Christian, though. A complex character.
This is hard for me, and it's not hard like it has been in other seasons where I'm like nobody stood out. Here it's like so many stood out. I'm probably like, there's so many I could say, but I'm gonna go with Rick Devens, because I think he had a lot of content, both good and bad. I mean, he had this clever idea of the fake idol. Like, he has this really tight bond with Christian that looks promising. I mean, he had the moment with Joe, which is it going to hurt his game? Who knows? But like, he was a big part of this episode, I feel like.
Yeah, Rick Devens was huge. Janet, what about you?
Oh, well, Rick Devens all the way. I mean, I wish I was playing with him. I feel like him and I really approach things very similar, and it would be, I really do. And because you guys didn't see it, but I did fake idols and shit like that. You know, it's just, and he cracks me up, and I probably would have blown up at Joe too.
Oh my God. I would have loved to see you and Rick Devens both doing it.
So, I mean, I just love Rick.
That's a power duo. Oh my gosh.
Lindsey, your favorite player of the episode?
Oh, it's so hard. I'm going to tie us up with Christian just for the swinging moment when he's talking to Joe in the hammock. Like, that won me over. But Devens just as easily could have been my answer with Cirie at a close third.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Christian and Rick Devens being the players of the episode makes perfect sense. So with that, thank you so much, Janet, for coming on.
Always, you guys are the best, and thank you for accommodating my early schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. With
Jay
that,
knows.
Yeah, I know.
With that, we will see you all next time for more Survivor 50 on the Tribe of Nerds.
Take care, guys.